Ho, 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 y'all. Welcome to another another amazing video that's gonna blow your mind, because it's cookie week. Bakers, it's cookie week. Uh-oh, baby, it's cold outside. Welcome to cookie week. Hey everybody, I'm Vaughn, and welcome to Cookie Week. Oh God, I mean, it's my favorite week of the year. This year, I am continuing on with the theme that I have had in Cookie Weeks past of a beverage turned into a cookie. I'm going to be making a Mexican hot chocolate cookie. Normal hot chocolate is just a little bit, it's fine. But Mexican hot chocolate brings a little something extra to the table. It will be chocolatey. It'll be spicy. It'll be a little crunchy on the outside, but it's gonna be really soft on the inside. And the best part about these cookies is that the center has a molten marshmallow surprise, which is also my drag name. I love a cookie that comes together very quickly. So I'm gonna start with just some all-purpose flour. You could probably use any type of cocoa powder you want. I always have Dutch processed cocoa powder and test with Dutch processed cocoa powder. It just makes it a little bit of a richer chocolate flavor. Mexican hot chocolate, a lot of times, the flavor profile is chocolate, cinnamon, and chili of some sort. Today I'm gonna use ground cayenne. And when I was testing this, I played around a lot with spice levels. At first I made them way too spicy, or as Stefan would say, spicy. For me, I've got a very high tolerance for spice. Not everybody does, and so especially something that kind of develops more in flavor as it sits, I didn't want anything to be too overpowering. So really, it's got like a half teaspoon in there, and that's enough to notice it, but it's not gonna knock you on your feet. The nice thing about the cinnamon in this is that you do taste it in the cookie itself, but it's also gonna get rolled in a cinnamon sugar, which also means that when these cookies bake, oh baby, in the oven, it's the holidays. Great, I'm just gonna set that to the side. Oh, salt, doy. So this cookie can definitely be made with a hand mixer, but it might be harder for the overall dough to come together. This is gonna cream the butter and the sugar together. It's gonna be a little bit more of a smoother, more luxurious consistency. So it's just a stick of butter at room temperature. Honestly, when I'm baking at home, I always forget to take the butter out, so I just put that stick in the microwave for about 15 seconds per side until it's perfectly softened or at room temperature. This cookie just uses brown sugar because white sugar is something that helps with spread and crisp, whereas brown sugar really helps them maintain a good structure. Perfect. After adding the egg and the vanilla, you can really see that this has started to kind of come together as a kind of a beautifully creamy mixture. I'm just gonna reiterate, using room temperature egg, room temp butter is important, especially for this stage right here. If you just take your egg from the fridge, your mixture is probably gonna split. It's not the end of the world. You can typically always bring that back together, but this just really ensures that everything is nice and emulsified and homogeneous. You know, if you have dry ingredients going into a butter mixture like this, a lot of times it can cause a big cloud. So cover this and let it start to go for a sec. You could literally hear a difference in the mixer, and that's when you kind of know that it's all together. So ready? Are you ready? What if I open this and there were doves that flew out? Okay, so it's basically all together. I'm gonna chill this because I want to bake it from cold, meaning that I want it to kind of help keep a little bit more of its structure in the oven. And I also don't want my marshmallows that I put on the inside to warm up too much. This is a 1 ounce cookie scoop. Now, if you go to a baking supply store or something like that, you may have the option of a 30 or a 40. You can use any of these scoops. It's not gonna matter. Just know that I say in the recipe, the yield is about 24 cookies. You might get a little bit more, you might get a little bit less, depending on how shy your scoop is feeling that day. If you get a lot less because you're using a bigger scoop, just know that that's why. It's a cookie, it's the holidays, honey. Pour yourself a cocktail, take a load off. And I'm not gonna bake them this close together. This is just for the purposes of chilling. You could bake these off and they would be delicious, but a better hydrated dough is gonna be easier to work with no matter what. A little chef snack. Wow, okay. Nobody's gonna be mad about an extra cookie. So now I'm just gonna cover this and put it in the fridge, minimum of 2 hours, which is actually a really great amount of time to stick your marshmallows in the freezer. So in the time that your marshmallows freeze, this dough can also chill and hydrate, relax a little bit, and we'll be primed for baking. How fabulous is that? So this is a swap that we prepared. It does take a little bit of time to form them, and you don't want the dough to warm up too terribly much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna take maybe half of the dough, and I'm gonna keep the other ones in the fridge. So the marshmallows, I actually got this method from a blogger, the Brown Butter Blondie. I found that when I made these with like marshmallows that I had just bought at room temp, they kind of didn't achieve that same peekaboo molten marshmallow look that I was going for. So by freezing them, you kind of help mainly maintaining that marshmallowy structure while it bakes in the oven. I love a cookie, especially if it's like a soft crinkle cookie like this that gets rolled in sugar, because I love the texture of a soft cookie. But if I really want some nice textural variance, it not only gives them a little bit of a sparkle, but it also gives you a nice little crunch. To form these, you basically just want to flatten this out a little bit, and then you put about 4 to 5 of your mini marshmallows on the inside, and then you wrap it up, and then you're rolling it in the sugar. So that's gonna also help with that kind of peekaboo thing that we're going for. So these just go into the oven for like 10 minutes. Great. It smells so good in here. They're done. Let's go get them. Ooh. Oh, Shirley, get that. Oh, wow, they're Googling. What you could do is if you have like a cookie that is looking a little bit off kilter, you could either take like a low ball glass or like a little offset spatula or even like a regular spatula, and you can just kind of work it back into a circle. Oh my God, so many options. Whoa. They look crinkly and gorgeous, and you can kind of get that marshmallow peeking through. These have been cooling on the sheet tray for just, a couple minutes. You don't want them to stay on there for too long because, the residual heat that's like in the metal of this sheet tray, they will continue to kind of set up on there. Now, because of the marshmallow, sometimes the edges may stick a little bit. You may be tempted to bite into one of these hot, The marshmallow will burn the you-know-what out of your mouth. So do let them cool. They are also a cookie that they get better as they sit. So highly recommend being as patient as you possibly can, which honestly is a very short amount of time, like 15, 20 minutes. Oh my God, these look so good. This one right here is kind of like the emoji version of these cookies. To me, you're perfect. They're all perfect. They're all my children. I love them so much. What's cool about them is that not all of them are gonna behave necessarily the same way. I feel like this one kind of got almost like creme brulee vibes, which is cool. Like you don't get as much marshmallow peeking through, but you get it on the side and it's really crispy. I mean. How fun is that? Yeah, they're really nice and soft on the inside. You can tell they've got like a crispy crunch on the outside. I could eat a bunch of these, honestly. I have eaten a bunch of these. I made myself a little maca, as they say in England, like rich flavor of the espresso with the hot chocolate and this cookie. Couldn't be better. I think you should always have as much fun in the kitchen as you have eating and sharing food with people. So, just find those things that make you happy. That's it, love. You can find this recipe and all the other Cookie Week recipes over at New York Times Cooking. Happy holidays. Oh my God. There's mine. Oh my God, these look amazing.